Oh, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen!
Are you ready for your moment of bliss?
Because what Poppy wants, Poppy gets.
Yowie wowie! I don't even know if that's PG! Acknowledge me! Woo! Oh, you didn't know? Well, let me tell you something, brother!
Welcome to the most must-see WWE talk show in history. Welcome to
the Cream of the Crop Wrestling Podcast.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better! It's still real to me, damn it!
Hello and welcome to The Bottom Line, a wrestling review giving you the gist of what happened. This is The Bottom Line of WWE Monday Night Raw, January 2nd, 2023. You're listening to the Cream of the Crop Wrestling Podcast, the podcast that's two dudes talking about people fighting in their underwear. We are the Deuce and Domino of the program. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Rob. And we'd like you to embrace the Kingdom of the Madness by be sure to like, share, and subscribe. First Raw 2023, Pat. What'd you think?
Not a bad way to start the year, but before we get into the review, we are back in full swing here at Cream of the Crop Wrestling. We apologize for our absence. All of us had great holidays, and we hope you did too. We hope to have a great year, and as we do our best to bring you more wrestling content, we have Wrestling History Shorts currently on our channel, and most notably on our TikTok. Rob and I will continue to improve, so help us achieve our goals by hitting the like button and giving us a subscribe. Happy New Year from Cream of the Crop Wrestling, and happy Royal Rumble season, everybody. Rob, give us a word to describe this show.
Very simple word tonight. Fun. I had fun watching tonight's show.
That's what the Royal Rumble season is all about, isn't it? I feel like as soon as we get into January, it just picks up and rolls, and it's a smooth roll all the way up into the Royal Rumble, and almost all the way up until Mania.
I say my son gets excited around start of December for Santa, and for me as an adult now and a wrestling fan, January 1st hits, and that's when my excitement sets in like Christmas.
Oh man, the Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view. My birthday is the day before this year. Yeah, I cannot wait. But let's, should we get right into the show?
Yes, sir.
Well, Monday Night Raw started with a hostile takeover. The Bloodline cut the intro short by tearing up things around the ring, including the announcer desk. And Sami Zayn announced that they have direct orders to take over Monday Night Raw, and this prompted Kevin Owens to come out, only to escalate for Adam Pearce to declare that he's the authority on Raw, and this led to the Bloodline being officially put in a series of matches later on. The Bloodline is upset, and it's all Kevin Owens' fault. Rob, tell us why the weather on the island of Relevancy is cloudy right now.
Well, it looks like he doesn't ever want to show up to Monday Night Raw himself to take care of business, has to send the rest of the Bloodline to do so. But he's upset. He officially got his first loss on last Friday, so needs to make sure to show his dominance once again there by sending out the Bloodline. And I did enjoy how they showed up in the middle of like the intro. So you gotta get that chaos feeling to start off the show. So almost was giving it that like early NWO ECW type invasion stuff. So happening during the intro. Really enjoyed that stuff. Kevin Owens coming out doing normal Kevin Owens stuff, of course. But Sami Zayn was over animated, so you can tell he's trying to I want to say show his worth after taking the pin last Friday. And then Adam Pearce, love you, sir, but all you did was say that they're going to be put into matches tonight, which is literally what the Bloodline likes to do, is wrestle and fight. So you gave them kind of what they wanted. So didn't really understand that one too much. So hopefully Adam Pearce, as the authority, has something a little bit better up his sleeve a little later.
Next up was the first match of the show, Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. The match was 18 minutes of Bianca not being able to put Alexa away, and Alexa not really gaining any momentum for the win. The match ended with a disqualification when Alexa snapped after a couple of guys wearing Uncle Howdy masks drove her mad with just their presence. Alexa attacked the referee and then attacked Bianca, giving her a couple of DDTs onto the steel steps. Montez Ford comes out to check on Bianca, clearly concerned for his wife. This is obviously confirmation that at least Uncle Howdy has something to do with Dark Alexa.
Yeah, I would say This is another wait and see approach when it comes to anything related to Bray Wyatt, because if we try to guess, we're generally going to be wrong because we didn't think Uncle Howdy was going to Sister Abigail Bray on Friday. So I'm not even going to try and speculate what's happening. But yeah, during the match was fine itself. I think it could have been a little bit better as it kind of went along. Again, we talked about this before where it's very difficult to take Alexa as seriously due to the size disparity with Bianca, but I think adding the supernatural element to me actually helps a lot because it gives her that little extra inner anger, almost that inner strength that only the supernatural characters have. So I actually appreciate that approach to this. On top of that, you got the video clips, Bray's symbol, the new moth, kind of popping up occasionally on the screen and makes Alexa grab her head like she's going crazy. And giving the old school Luthez press to the ref, and then the Luthez press to Bianca, putting the beatdown little Austin fisticuffs on there. I love that. And then even better, and we'll talk about this more because we got this a few times tonight, Bianca Belair getting a little bit of color, getting a little bit of blood on her as well. So I thought the beatdown was good. And also, even though Corey Graves said that this is an obvious disqualification, the bell never rang. So in theory, as we're talking right now, this match still is going on.
Sounds like a perfect match for the Rumble. What do you say, Rob?
I safely assume it's going to be going for the Rumble because right now we're at that point where it's kind of difficult to try and build up another opponent at this time, especially with a good storyline involved. So, yeah, I'd like to just see where this goes, and I think Alexa's a wonderful Rumble opponent.
Well, next up, Austin Theory cut a promo saying his forever reign is just the beginning, Rob. What do you have to say about that?
He is getting so much better on all of his promos. I like that actually most of them are backstage because it gets him more in his groove, shows more of an element to him so he doesn't have to fight that crowd. As he is still learning and developing, it's still weird that he's 24, 25 years old. So overall promo was excellent. He's getting better every day, and then the more I see him, the more confident he gets. And by all means, please put a microphone in front of his face more often.
And then we got a Music City street fight, Elias versus Solo Sikoa. One of the matches set by Adam Pearce earlier in the night. The ring was surrounded by musical instruments. This was a fun match with Raw being in Nashville and Elias wanting revenge for Solo Sikoa hitting him with a guitar late last year. Country rock star and Royal Rumble theme songwriter Hardy tried helping fellow musician Elias by hitting Solo with a guitar, but it had no effect, and he scurried back to his seat because Solo just stared him down, no selling the hit. And after about 14 minutes, Solo Sikoa hit Elias with a Samoan spike, and then the spinning solo through a piano for the win. Tell us about what you think about this match, Rob.
This match was really, really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. This reminded me of the Attitude Era hardcore matches. We used to get a lot of Crash Holly, Raven, hardcore Holly type matches, Taz, where they would do just random weapons everywhere, and it was just them beating the hell out of each other. And this is kind of what that felt like. I loved a lot of the spots in here. Anytime the electric piano came out, the synthesizer, that did not look good. that looked very, very painful for sure. And then the tambourine shots, I think that's actually where Solo took a shot as one of the symbols on the tambourine got him on the side of the head. So I think that's where the blood came from. No, this is a me thing. I don't know who Hardy is, so I don't listen to country music. So if he's a big deal in Nashville, I hope he's a big deal. So I apologize to any fans who I don't know who this guy is. But when I heard the word Hardy, I was like, how did Jeff or Matt Hardy get on the show today? So very, very surprised. Solo Sikoa, the ending of this match was excellent. So Elias was coming off the top rope, and he hits him with Samoan Spike coming down, and Elias sold it like he died, which was excellent. And then you get the Samoan, or what is it, the side Sikoa? Is that, I believe, what's that what it's called? Side Sikoa? Spinning solo, that's right. Yeah. You get the spinning solo through the piano that's on the outside. This whole match was just nothing but just 10, 15 minutes of fun, and I have literally nothing bad to say about it.
Next was Sami Zayn and the Usos versus Kevin Owens and the Street Profits. The match was about 12 minutes with Montez Ford being distracted during the entire match from earlier what happened to Bianca. He missed a few tags, and Kevin Owens had to force Montez into a hot tag. But Sami Zayn hit the Luva kick on Ford, the pinfall. The Bloodline continued the beatdown on Owens, leading to Drew McIntyre and Sheamus to make the save, which ties into a tag team championship match this Friday. The Usos versus the Broodies. What do you think about that, Rob?
Very excited for the match this Friday. I think it's going to be just literally 20 minutes of pure fun. Sheamus has proven to be one of the best tag team wrestlers in literally the last, 10, 12 years. So I'm very excited about that. As for this
Bar
match,
is one of my
I like.
favorites.
Oh, the bar is so good.
Yeah, so good.
Good. As far as this match goes, I like the storyline of Montez Ford being more concerned about his wife, who was beat down earlier with Bianca. That was to me just an excellent tie-in. Definitely gave him
Good
more sympathy. Yeah, and just gave him more sympathy as a human being and as opposed to just being a wrestler. On top of that, I want to talk about Angelo Dawkins for a second. There was a moment there I was not expecting out of him. He did his normal 360 body slam into the corner, but then he follows it up with this hell of an enziguri, and it just looked excellent. So props to that dude. He's really, really working his ass off this last year, especially now. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit more singles action out of him going forward. Match-wise, though, looked good. Again, the Bloodline went over as they should have. Sammy getting the pin, a little bit of redemption for Friday, and just an aggressive side to him, too. He just overall just looked like he was amped up and fired, and because of Solo Sikoa winning and now the Bloodline winning, the Usos and Sammy winning here, Adam Pearce just kind of looks stupid. So it just made the Bloodline look that much more stronger because I'm going to put you all in a match tonight in which you are all going to win, and it's going to make you guys look stronger. So that's essentially what just happened. So I hope Adam Pearce has a backup plan.
I think we'll get to that a little bit later. I'll come back around to those thoughts. Because, the next thing we got was an announcement. AJ Styles is going to be out. He's out with injury right now with a broken ankle. He doesn't have to have surgery, so that's good to know. But looks like we will be missing AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble, Rob.
Unfortunate timing. Did it at a house show this past weekend. So I don't know the timetable on when he's going to be back cleared. So I would actually expect if he does miss Mania, he's going to be a Raw after Mania surprise. So I'm not 100% sure what the timetable is on this broken ankle. So if it's 6 to 8 weeks, then I would fully expect him not to be back until right after Mania.
The next match was Chad Gable versus Dexter Lumis. Dexter displayed his odd mind games early on in the match, and Gable displayed his technical prowess, all while Otis displayed his funny cheering scheme. After almost 5 minutes, Lumis reversed a cradle pin for the win. Rob, what do you have to say about this match?
I don't have a whole lot to say about this match. It was kind of just like a time filler thing. The most exciting thing and entertaining part of it was Otis out on the floor with just his random comments and random grunts that Otis does. Otherwise, Chad Gable doing Chad Gable things, and right now Lumis is just not. He has no heat either way. There's no crowd reaction right now because I think we're just confused by him. So I am waiting for more storyline a little bit to get with him, a little bit more who is this guy, because he doesn't talk. His moveset is different. He's unorthodox. He's interesting. But right now there's just not enough there to make the crowd either like or hate him. And so I think that creates a little bit of a dead space in what's going on right now.
Well, let's talk about the Cody Rhodes Road to Recovery video, Rob. Looks like Cody Rhodes is ready to go, and he's all healed up from his torn pec. Last time we seen him was at Hell in a Cell.
Absolutely love this. It gets you amped up going, because right now we all know that Cody Rhodes is going to be there at the Rumble. And so I think instead of just letting us play dumb and just, oh, he's a surprise, why not do these videos that just lead to him saying I'm in the Rumble, or lead to him getting that big pop before the Rumble. So all these videos here are excellent. It reminds the crowd of this amazing top tier main star that's coming back. So props to this first video. Whatever videos we have coming next, I am all for it because I think they're excellent.
Well, then we see Damage Control walking backstage, but you also see MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander talking to Adam Pearce in the background. I think the Hurt Business is going to go back in business before too long. Rob, what about you?
I absolutely think they're going to be back in business for too long. So you have Bobby Lashley, who Adam Pearce fired, a couple weeks ago. Still has not been back yet. So once he does return, I think he's going to return with his whole crew intact, including MVP. So I'm very excited about this indeed, because this is a crew that definitely had no business being broken up when it was. They were hot. They were still going fire. And so now I'm trying to imagine if this crew is going to be, is it going to be the original 4, or is it going to be the original 4 plus Omos?
That would be the underlying question there is, where does this leave Omos? Because Omos still needs a mouthpiece.
Omos always needs a mouthpiece, and I think Omos would do better in a group like this, because then he would be involved in a lot more 6-man tags, 8-man tags, things of that nature, so which would not expose him as much as it could, which I thought he had a good match with a singles match with one-on-one Braun, but I think he is much better used as a hot tag from a smaller guy like a Cedric or Shelton during 6-man tags and just being the enforcer.
Well, next up, Damage Control came out to the ring, and Bayley cut a promo only to be interrupted by Becky Lynch. The man called Bayley a coward and a fraud, saying she's taking all of the glory from Damage Control, and it's only a matter of time until somebody turns on somebody else. Becky then challenges Bayley to a match, and Bayley said no because she's already beaten her fair and square, and then she offered Dakota Kai and Io Sky take on Becky, and Becky find a partner. Becky said she fancies her chances, which leads to our next match, Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai and Io Sky in a handicap match. The match started out with Lynch working on tag team champions at first, and the numbers game would soon catch up to her. But then Mia Yim would run out to join the match, making it a tag team match. The match went on for about 14 minutes, with Becky Lynch losing composure, attacking Bayley after Bayley got involved, breaking an earlier pinfall, and this cost Becky's team because Damage Control wins after the open moonsault from Io Sky, pinning Mia Yim. Rob, what do you have to say about all this?
So promo-wise, I thought one of the things Becky said was really interesting, where she said it's going to be a matter of time before someone in there turns on someone else, which is how every faction and every tag team more than often ends. And so I'm actually, I love that. It's almost like the Kevin Owens, where Kevin Owens always points out wrestling cliches that always happens. Becky Lynch kind of did the same thing there, so I like that a lot. Match-wise, fine match. I like the Michin coming out. I think she's Michin now officially, right? They never really said Mia Yim anymore. Or is she officially Michin, I believe? So
they did
she came out
keep
to
referring her as Michin on the commentary. I did notice that.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know if that's official or not. And right now, Carl Anderson is in Japan in his match, so she needed something to do because AJ Styles is gone, and so is Carl Anderson. So all that's left is her and Gallows. I liked how she came out. It's another babyface helping another babyface. This actually tonight was my favorite booking thing that existed on the whole show, and here's why. Becky Lynch still getting distracted by Bayley and wants to have her feud with Bayley be the main focus. I am actually calling for Becky Lynch and Bayley being numbers 1 and number 2 in the Rumble. And that's when they almost kind of blow off their feud, is actually in the Rumble. They may have a Raw match, which is fine, whatever, but I think the big blow off is going to be Becky or Bayley eliminating one or the other. I'm assuming Becky eliminating Bayley. Secondly, Michin, who's always going to be a mid-carder, she may challenge for a title once on a B pay-per-view, whatever. Coming out there and taking the loss is perfectly fine. It doesn't do anything to her because she is what she is, and that's fine. Third, the women's tag titles were not being defended. It was non-title. More often than not, they're going to have that champion lose that match. They did not. They kept them strong with a victory on this one, and even better, Io Sky got the victory with her over the moonsault. And if you've noticed, Io Sky has been getting most of the pins in a lot of their matches because I believe, and I think a lot of the people in the back office too, she is the future single star. She is the quote-unquote Shawn Michaels of the group, even though she probably won't reach those heights. But she is the Shawn Michaels of the group between her and Dakota Kai. So I think having Io Sky be the one to always win with her move up over the moonsault over and over and over again is really setting her up for big things, and I think it'll come more of late 2023. Speaking of breaking out in 2023, how about you have your new favorite wrestling podcast be the breakout podcast of 2023? And that is us here at Cream of the Crop Wrestling Podcast. The only way we can do that, though, is with all of your guys' support. So please do us a favor, and everything that you have from us, be sure to like it, be sure to share it, be sure to subscribe to all of it. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All the links are down below. And then also find us on YouTube, search Cream of the Crop on Wrestling on YouTube, and be sure to share all those with your friends, family. 2023 is going to be a big, big year for us, but we cannot do it alone. We want to bring you along with us and have all the support from you guys as we head into the new year.
Moving on, we see Kathy Kelly interviewing Seth Rollins, who asked Nashville if they're ready to sing tonight, and Seth said, as good as Theory is and as good as he's going to be, he's never going to be Seth Rollins, and Monday nights will always belong to him. Rob, what do you have to say about this interview?
Standard, wonderful interview here. Just the veteran getting ready to face off against the newcomer and just letting him know, hey, you may be the new kid on the block, but I'm still Monday Night Rollins. I've been doing this for a decade. So, yeah, wonderful promo heading into a great main event.
Byron Saxton catches up with Alexa Bliss backstage, who tells us she didn't lose control earlier, she gained control. She says that the Raw Women's Championship belongs with her. What do you think about Alexa Bliss making her claim to the championship, Rob?
Much stronger promo here than what she said. She's done a really good job on her promos the last couple weeks. I mean, she's always been great on the mic, but this has come across a lot stronger than what she has before. I loved her saying as well that Bray Wyatt or whoever, nothing's getting wrong in her head. She is getting inside of Bianca's head. And so that really is just trying to give her that mental edge going into the Royal Rumble match in those two. And I love the promo, the beatdown. So tonight was a huge night, in my opinion, for Alexa Bliss.
After a recap of Dominic Mysterio being arrested on Christmas Eve, we see Dominic Mysterio in an all-white room. He talks about what prison was like, and he says he served hard time and he survived. He talks about how prison changes a man, and you might think it's over for him, but he's just getting started. What do you think about this new Hard Knocks gimmick Dominic Mysterio is doing?
I cannot help but to smile anytime he comes on my screen. He is so cheesy. He's so over the top. And majority of the time in wrestling that doesn't work now, but for him, it's working perfectly. He is, unfortunately for him, unless something weird happens, he'll never be his dad when it comes to in-ring ability. He's never going to be this main eventer. But if you're telling me that he can be this over-the-top actor that can play this over-the-top gimmick and make me entertained all the way through, dude, you got a spot on this roster and you got a spot on television weekly, and I will enjoy it immensely. So this whole thing is fantastic. He looked like a really disheveled, like was that like a 5 o'clock shadow almost going there with the toothpick and doing everything. It was so good, man. So to me, whatever videos they have coming later, keep going into the cheesiness. Do not tail it back. Do not try to hinder any of it. Just go all in with the cheesiness, and it will just be perfect for the whole gimmick.
Well, let's talk about our main event of the night, which was Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. The main event was 22 minutes of these guys tearing it down, neither one quite being able to finish the other. Seth seemed to tweet at one point. The match ended with Austin Theory pushing Seth into the referee, knocking the ref out. A second ref came down to finish the match, and when Seth went for the stomp, Theory shoved him towards that referee, who went to protect himself, and that's when Austin Theory hit a low blow. The ref didn't see it. Then he hit the A-Town down for the pinfall. Rob, what do you have to say about this main event?
This was a wonderful ending. I want Triple H to do this more often because, first of all, the match itself was fantastic. You shouldn't expect anything less. Austin Theory has put on stealing from Sheamus, banger after banger after banger, week after week. Seth Rollins has been killing it for the last decade, and we know that wasn't going to change in that match. The ending, though, we get so many distraction finishes from heels where it ends up just being a roll-up for the pin. Stop doing that. I love distraction that leads to some sort of cheating, whether it be an eye poke, whether it be use of a weapon, or in this case, a low blow, that then leads to the heel using their finisher to get the pin. you still save face with your baby face in Seth Rollins, but then you still get the heel cheating, but also getting the victory. And that's such a more satisfying ending than the dreaded roll-up of Doom. So this whole match to me gets a super, super high praise as a main event. Austin Theory looks even stronger as a United States champion going into, or I should say starting with 2023. And now I need to figure out who is, my opinion, going to be his next actual big-time challenger, because I had AJ Styles being the one that was going to be his Mania opponent. But now with that out of the books, I got to find myself a new United States Championship feud for Austin Theory. But otherwise, hell of a match.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our program. You can show us some love with a like, leave us a comment, and give us a subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and TikTok. All of our content can be seen on YouTube, and you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Until the next episode, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Rob.
And we thank you for listening to Cream of the Crop Wrestling. Good night.
Thank you for listening to Cream of the Crop Wrestling. You can embrace the madness by finding us on Facebook at facebook.com/creamofthecropwrestling. Follow us on Twitter at Cream of the Crop W. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by typing Cream of the Crop Wrestling in the search bar. Have fun with us on TikTok at Cream of the Crop Wrestling. And you can always find full episodes of the podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Nothing means nothing.
Nothing means nothing. What do you mean by that?
More, I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in. But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah. You know that I'm the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Oh, yeah.